Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Manchester United are set to pivot to Benjamin Sesko or Liam Delap in the summer, with a deal for Victor Gyökeres now thought to be out of reach. The Red Devils are expected to dip into the transfer market for a new striker, with both Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee, a summer buy from Bologna, struggling for goals this season. With Ruben Amorim now at the helm, a move for Gyökeres, who flourished under the Portuguese coach at Sporting Lisbon, seemed a formality, but a reunion at Old Trafford now looks unlikely. The Sweden international is expected to leave Sporting this summer, with the club ready to cash in on their star forward. However, The Athletic outlined that Gyökeres wants to join a club who can offer him Champions League football next year. While United could yet qualify by winning the Europa League, there are other mitigating factors too. Sporting are like to command a fee of around €70 million, €58.2 million, for Gyökeres, which United would be reluctant to lay down for a player who will turn 27 in June. A focus on younger targets is likely to see Sesko and Delap come into play, with the former a long-term target. The club even tried to lure him away from RB Leipzig in the summer transfer window, only for the Slovenia international to sign a new deal. Arsenal are also known to be admirers of Sesko and their interest, plus Leipzig's demands for the 21-year-old could complicate a potential deal for the striker, whose style of play would be a good fit for Amorim's tactics. A move for Delap, who has enjoyed a fine season with Ipswich Town after winning promotion from the Championship last year, could also fit the bill. The 22-year-old has 9 Premier League goals to his name and suits the profile Amorim is after. He has been tracked by United this season and, crucially, is known by technical director Jason Wilcox from his Manchester City days. Intriguingly, Premier League goal-scoring icon Ian Wright recently urged United to make a move for Delap on his podcast, Wrighty's House. He said, "Go and get Delap." The thing is, he's got that hunger and disrespect for everybody, and it just feels like the kind of player they need. They need a hero like that, and he's a hero waiting to happen. He's hungry. Manchester United have doubts over 3 unnamed players' fitness ahead of the Premier League fixture at Tottenham on Sunday. Head coach Ruben Amorim refused to specify which players have an issue, but said one player is unwell and indicated some of the problems were incurred during training. "No, was a good week until 2 days ago," Amorim said. "We had some problems also. So we don't have players back. Maybe we have 1 or 2 issues, but we are waiting. We have one player also who is sick, so we will see the team at the weekend. But was good to work with the team, to feel the players, and to try to improve our performance." Long-term absentees. Johnny Evans, Mason Mount and Luke Shaw remain sidelined, while Lisandro Martinez is out until later in the year with an anterior cruciate ligament. The United Academy team thrashed Chelsea 5-1 in the FA Youth Cup 5th round on Wednesday, with striker Chido Obi plundering a hat-trick. Amorim indicated some academy players were in line to be promoted to the first team squad for the Spurs match, but was reluctant to give names. "I don't want to say names because we have to be careful with that," Amorim stressed. "They are working with us. We had some problems this week. We called some young players to be in our training, so we will have the data and evaluation, and Obi is one of them." Amorim expressed sympathy with under-fire Tottenham coach Ange Postecoglou, who remains in charge despite the club's limp eliminations from the League Cup and the FA Cup last week. Spurs finished 5th last season, but have plummeted to 14th in the Premier League and are 2 points behind 13th placed United. "I'm a huge fan of Ange Postecoglou," Amorim stressed. "Of course, I'm from a different culture. I'm Portuguese and all the Portuguese coaches can adapt. The simple thing is, I use one system in the moment because I believe if you work on that system, you can play in different systems at the same time. So that is the idea. But we are not winning games, and I can understand the connection between me and Ange. We have the same problems. In my opinion, with all due respect, I am in a bigger club with bigger pressure, so I understand the pressure, and I think it's important for the coach to follow all of these principles." Ruben Amorim says he understands the financial problems Manchester United face in the wake of reports claiming Sir Jim Ratcliffe is planning another round of redundancies. The Ineos chief, 72, has been calling the shots at Old Trafford since acquiring a stake in his boyhood club back in December 2023. But some of his big decisions have incurred the wrath of supporters. Ratcliffe has faced fierce criticism in the wake of major redundancies, with over 100 people losing their jobs. The club have also raised ticket prices and axed concessions, something Ratcliffe spoke with the club's fan advisory board about this week. It's now emerged that further job cuts are on the cards, which Amorim was questioned over during his weekly press conference on Friday. And while the decisions being undertaken by Ratcliffe are not popular, Amorim says he gets the financial issues at hand. He replied, "I have to understand all these problems, but that problem of our club is not new. We already knew all the rules of financial fair play, but that cannot change the way I coach the team." It's said that those within the club anticipate that the second round of cuts being considered by Ratcliffe and co would exceed 100 people, but be below 200. Reports claim that the funds saved from such a move would be put towards strengthening Amorim's squad. He has predominantly been working with the group he inherited following Erik Ten Hag's sacking back in October, with January signings Patrick Dorgu and Aidan Heaven the only players brought in under the Portuguese coach so far. United, like many others, were hamstrung by the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules during the January transfer window, but did manage to free up some cash by offloading players. While further financial support is expected for Amorim in the summer, there is also the prospect that players will be sold. The club were willing, for example, to sell Alejandro Garnacho for the right price in January to reinvest funds back into the team. Amorim continued, "Here is simple. To do something, we need to sell players. My focus is to prepare the players. We need to focus on the games we have, especially the next one." Manchester United face Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League on Sunday afternoon, kick-off 4:30 p.m. United narrowly beat Leicester City 2-1 in their previous match last week in the FA Cup, thanks to a late goal from Harry Maguire that was controversially allowed despite the defender being offside. The Reds will aim to heap further woe on Ange Postecoglou's Spurs, who were recently ousted from both domestic cups and currently sit one spot below United at 14th in the Premier League standings. United will also have their sights set on their upcoming FA Cup fifth-round tie against Fulham next month and a pivotal Europa League last 16 encounter. Triumph in either tournament would ensure European football at Old Trafford for next season, with the latter offering a coveted spot in the Champions League. With all that said, below are some of the latest media reports surrounding the Reds, as well as a view on each one. German outlet Bild reports that the Reds have expressed an interest in RB Leipzig's young French centre-back, Castello Luqueba. Luqueba has a reported £75 million release clause in his current Leipzig contract. It is rumoured that the 22-year-old, who only joined the Bundesliga side from Lyon in 2023, is preparing for a mega deal this summer, opening the door to United. Jamie Carragher has slammed the current state of both Manchester United and Tottenham ahead of their meeting in North London this weekend. You know what Manchester United do, okay, away from home, in sort of big stadium, but Tottenham beat them a few weeks ago. I think this will be 1-1, because I think Man United will go there, but their back five, sit there, try and make it awkward, try and nix up them. And I'm not sure Tottenham have got enough to score a few goals, even the energy. Manchester United return to action on Sunday afternoon, away at Tottenham in the Premier League, kick-off 4:30 p.m. Ruben Amorim's side were fortunate to beat Leicester City 2-1 in the FA Cup last time out, after Harry Maguire's late winner was incorrectly allowed to stand despite the defender being offside. They will now be looking to pile more misery on Ange Postecoglou and Spurs, who were knocked out of both domestic cups recently and sit one place, 14th, below United in the Premier League table. The Reds will also have one eye on their FA Cup fifth-round tie against Fulham next month, as well as a crucial Europa League last 16 clash. Winning either competition will guarantee European football at Old Trafford for next season, with the latter securing a lucrative place in the Champions League. United will reportedly rival Arsenal for Atalanta forward Matteo Retegui. French outlet Foot Mercato claimed that the Reds have been impressed by his impressive performances. The striker is having a great season with 23 goals scored already. It is said that the Gunners, Aston Villa and Paris Saint-Germain are also interested. Former United striker Teddy Sheringham has criticised the latest round of redundancies at the club under Sir Jim Ratcliffe's Ineos, admitting his confusion at the decision to cut even more staff numbers. All those people that he's made the cuts on, they're all important kinds of people, most of them. Lots of them are on minimum wage, he told Fenaria.it. It's all those people around the club that make the club feel homely. All those little members of staff that don't get a lot of money but they're around, that love the club, that make people feel welcome when they come into the club. All those players, all those wives and girlfriends or families that come into the football club, these people serve them and they've all been discarded. Football is not like any other business. You need those people around the football club. I'm not really sure what you're gaining by doing it, to be honest, especially when you consider the money the club makes or what certain players are getting on a weekly basis.